users and friends. Thanks so much for joining me today and Happy New Year. My name's Carla. I'm the Director of User Engagement at NeedyMeds. And today I'm going to teach you how to find healthcare savings resources and other resources on the NeedyMeds website. So thanks for kicking off 2021 by learning a little bit about NeedyMeds. So before we get started, I'd like to offer just a few tips so you can make the most out of the presentation. First of all, you can ask questions at any time by typing them into the questions section of your GoToWebinar control panel. But no, I usually reserve answering questions until the end. If I don't get a chance to answer your question, I will follow up with you by email. I will provide my contact information and the contact information for NeedyMeds at the end. This webinar is being recorded and it will be posted on the NeedyMeds YouTube channel. And you can find a copy of this PowerPoint slide deck and other material I thought you might be interested in the handout section of your GoToWebinar control panel. With today's presentation, I'm going to cover what NeedyMeds is, what healthcare savings resources are offered, including the NeedyMeds drug discount card. NeedyMeds also offers other educational resources that I'll point out, and we'll show you some easy ways to stay in touch with us and up to date on healthcare topics. So let's get started with what is NeedyMeds. NeedyMeds is a national nonprofit founded more than 2 decades ago by a retired family physician, Dr. Richard Sagal, and Libby Overly, who was a medical social worker. Rich is still the NeedyMeds president. What you're looking at on your screen is the NeedyMeds mission statement, a statement about how we achieve that mission, and our vision statement. But simply put, NeedyMeds connects people to programs that will help them afford their healthcare expenses. And we do this free and anonymously through our helpline, 1-800-503-6897. Keep in mind, we are open on Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time because we're in Massachusetts. And we also have Spanish-speaking counselors. So, again, we connect people to programs that will help them afford their healthcare expenses free and anonymously. And we do that one way through that helpline and another way through our website, NeedyMeds.org. So, how do you find healthcare savings resources on the NeedyMeds website? Well, on NeedyMeds.org, under that Healthcare Savings tab, which used to be Patient Savings, you will find all of the different categories on ways to save on medications and other healthcare costs. And that's what you're looking at on your screen. And all of those different categories include prescription assistance programs, our $4 generic drug discount programs, our free low-cost and sliding scale clinics, another really popular destination on NeedyMeds.org. We have a section for coupons, rebates, and more, diagnosis-based assistance programs, the COVID-19 Resource Center. You can find assistance with medical transportation costs, retreats, camps, recreational programs, and educational scholarships, and you can find government programs. Of course, under this Healthcare Savings tab, you can also find a link to the NeedyMeds drug discount card, which we'll talk about a little bit later on in the presentation. So let's talk about these healthcare savings programs, what they are, and how they can help you. So we'll start with those prescription assistance programs. Prescription assistance programs are usually supported by pharmaceutical companies and most of the time offer free and some of the time offer deeply discounted prescription drugs, usually name brand, to those that qualify. Basically, if you're looking for help affording a brand name drug, begin your search here as prescription assistance programs offer the most savings. Underneath that, you will find a link for the $4 generic discount drug program section. That section is a great resource for finding generic medications for a discounted price. And it's worth checking out because you may even find your prescription at a price lower than your insurance company. Now, if you're in need of affordable primary and preventive care, Search the free, low cost, or sliding scale clinic section for convenient locations for medical, dental, mental health, or substance abuse clinics. There are more than 18,000 clinics nationwide in this category, so the chances are pretty good that you'll find a convenient one located close to your home or your place of employment. Of course, because we are still in the middle of the pandemic, I do want to stress that we recommend reaching out to the clinic. Give them a call or visit their website if they have one before you just show up. And you will be able to find that contact information under listed on in our database. So that makes it pretty easy for you. But again, because we're in a pandemic, visit their site or give them a call before showing up. Now, right underneath that, you will find the coupons, rebates, and more section. This is where you can find discounted over-the-counter drugs, prescription medications, and medical supplies just with a quick click of your mouse. Now, another really popular destination on NeedyMeds.org under that Healthcare Savings tab is our Diagnosis-Based Assistance Program section. For help affording expenses related to a specific healthcare condition or diagnosis, visit the Diagnosis-Based Assistance Program section. Now, for the most part, this section does not include cost savings for medicines. What it does include instead are help affording other medical expenses, such as durable medical equipment, money to take time off for respite care, living expenses while receiving treatment, testing supplies, help getting a service animal, and so much more. Basically, any healthcare related expense that is not a medication and you need help affording, you'd want to check out this section, Diagnosis-Based Assistance Programs. And as you can tell by the examples I gave, the programs vary greatly in the cost savings they provide for different expenses. Now, like so many, if you, your family, or your patients or clients have been impacted by the pandemic, visit our expanding COVID-19 Resource Center. It's full of programs for those experiencing financial hardships and struggling with healthcare expenses due to the COVID-19 coronavirus. Moving on, oftentimes getting to and from a doctor or specialized facility can cause a financial burden. Look for a program that can help you afford medically related transportation expenses under the Medical Transportation section. We also have categories that provide camps, retreats, recreational programs, and educational scholarships for people of all ages all over the country living with a specific diagnosis. And under that healthcare savings tab on the bottom right-hand side, you will find the government program section, which is another important destination to search for government-funded healthcare programs in your state. Now, I mentioned under that healthcare savings tab on the bottom right-hand side, under government programs, you'll also find a link for another way to save on your medications and other healthcare costs, which is a link to the NeedyMeds Drug Discount Card. The NeedyMeds Drug Discount Card can be plastic, like a credit card. It can be a paper version, or it can be a phone app. You simply take the NeedyMeds Drug Discount Card to the pharmacy with your prescription and save. Now, there are other cards out there, but the NeedyMeds Drug Discount Card is free and anonymous, so confidentiality is guaranteed. There is no registration, no enrollment, there are no residency requirements, and the card does not need to be activated. And the NeedyMeds Drug Discount Card is accepted at more than 65,000 pharmacies nationwide. The drug discount card can be used to save up to 80% on prescription medications. It can help you save on over-the-counter medications and supplies written as prescriptions. And it can even be used to save on human equivalent pet meds. You can also use the NeedyMeds Drug Discount Card to save 40% off medical equipment. So the big question is, who can use this card? And the simple answer is anyone. The only rule is it cannot be combined with insurance. So if you're uninsured, you can use the card anytime. If you do have insurance, you may choose to use the card instead. And you may do that, for example, if you find your medication isn't covered under insurance, maybe your copay is too high, maybe your deductible is too high, maybe you find yourself in a coverage gap, or maybe you've exceeded a cap for drug coverage for the year. So let's talk about how you can get your drug discount card and tools to maximize savings. Now, on NeedyMeds.org, the homepage, you can click on the Get Your NeedyMeds Drug Discount Card box with the red arrow on the left-hand side that I just highlighted with that black box. This page, once you click on this, you will be directed to our drug discount card page. Now, on this page, you can get the card a bunch of ways. You can print a downloadable PDF. You can download the app for free, and you could do that through Google Play or the iTunes App Store. You can request we mail you a plastic card by filling out a form, and you'll be able to choose your own card design. And of course, you can mail us a self-addressed stamped envelope. You can always reach out to our call center counselors, and they will drop a card in the mail for you as well. Now, at the bottom of this page, you will also find the pharmacy search. So let's click on that. Oh, sorry about that. Let me just go one back. So on the bottom of this page, as I circled, you will find the pharmacy search. And here, all you need to do is type in the zip code to see what pharmacies in your area accept the NeedyMeds drug discount card. And again, you just simply click in your zip code, and all of the drug discount cards in your area will pop up. And the list will also have their contact information and even a map, just in case you're not familiar with where that particular pharmacy is located. Now, under that pharmacy search, you will find the drug pricing calculator. This is where you can find out how much the drug will cost using the NeedyMeds drug discount card. So the idea is that you will have your drug discount card, know what pharmacies in your area accept it, and how much that medication will cost using the drug discount card before you head out the door. I always recommend that even if you do have insurance or drug coverage, having the NeedyMeds drug discount card as a safety net is never a bad idea. Again, even if you have great coverage, which I hope you and your family and your patients and clients do, you may find yourself having to pay for a medication out of pocket that you didn't expect. And I mentioned some of those examples before of when that might occur. You may find that your doctor prescribed a medication that isn't covered under insurance, or your copay or deductible is too high, or you exceeded a cap for drug coverage. So let's move on so I can talk to you about other helpful websites that are also supported by NeedyMeds. You can go directly to findcare.org. You simply type in your zip code, and you can find affordable clinics near your home. We also have safeneedledisposal.org, which is a site dedicated to the safe disposal of home-generated used sharps or needles. And I'd like to bring it to your attention another website, BeMedWise, in case you're not familiar with it yet. On BeMedWise.org, you can find accurate, up-to-date, and useful information on the safe and appropriate use of medicines, safe storage of medicines, and the safe disposal of unused medicines. Now, I also promised I would offer simple ways to stay in touch with us. So on the top right of our homepage, you will see a bunch of social media icons. You will find links to our Facebook and Twitter pages. Next to those, you will find our YouTube icon. I mentioned that in the beginning, that today's webinar is being recorded and will be posted to our YouTube channel. We do post all of our new videos, presentations, and webinars to the YouTube channel, so we suggest subscribing so you'll be notified when new content is added and you won't miss anything. You can also find us on LinkedIn. Next to that LinkedIn icon, you will find a link to our blog, The NeedyMeds Voice, where you can read timely, provocative pieces on healthcare related topics. And you can also follow us on Pinterest and Instagram. Now let's talk about other ways to stay in touch with us. On NeedyMeds.org, under that education tab, you can sign up for, let's see, what else did I want to point out to you here? A few things, because as you can see, there's tons of information here when you click on that education tab. And I also want to mention that education tab used to be labeled advocates tab. That's another website update. Okay, so under that education tab, there's a ton of information. So I hope when time allows, you check out this section and other sections of NeedyMeds.org. For now, the few things I want to point out to you is on that left-hand side, you will find subscription services, and this is where you can order print materials such as our drug discount cards and brochures, and sign up for email alerts about program changes. You can also share or print many of our most popular brochures. Under that education tab, you can also sign up for upcoming webinars, our monthly e-newsletter, which is called Vitals, and learn about becoming a NeedyMeds Volunteer Ambassador. If you represent a group or organization, check out how NeedyMeds can create a customized drug discount card with your business's name and logo free of charge, and learn about other partnership opportunities. So other than that line under NeedyMeds monthly newsletter being crooked, which is driving me crazy, if you have any questions about what's on the screen or what we've covered up until this point, don't hesitate to send me a message or a question in that question section of your GoToWebinar control panel, because we are going to get to those questions in just a moment. In the meantime, I want to, since you're a captive audience, I want to promote our other upcoming webinars that I do hope you will be interested in, and that we see your name pop up as an attendee on some of these future presentations. Again, you can find upcoming webinars under that education tab or on the NeedyMeds.org homepage calendar of events, which is on the bottom right-hand side. As you can see, we do special topic webinars as indicated with the importance of kidney health for people with lupus coming up in a couple of days. We also have a great webinar coming up in the beginning of February, Becoming an Empowered Patient, which I think we can all learn something about. But we also populate the NeedyMeds calendar, what we call NeedyMeds Briefs, as indicated by that All About Prescription Assistance Programs. So what you're participating in today is an overview webinar of NeedyMeds and the resources we offer. But we understand our users sometimes are more interested in doing a bit of a deeper dive into some specific resources. So we populate our calendar with 15-minute briefs that will educate you on certain cost savings resources. We have one coming up on Valentine's Day, all about prescription assistance programs. So if you'd like to learn more about those prescription assistance programs and how they can help you save, or your loved ones or your clients or patients, please do register for that. Space is limited, as with all of our webinars. So again, if you do have any questions, you can type them into that questions section of your GoToWebinar control panel. And before we get to those questions, I want to take a moment to say, if you love NeedyMeds, there are a bunch of ways you can support us. I'm going to point out two of those ways. One, you can certainly join us, support NeedyMeds by making a donation of time by coming on board as a NeedyMeds Volunteer Ambassador. To learn more about that, click on the NeedyMeds Volunteer Ambassador link under that education tab. And of course, if you're able, you can always make a donation of money with a contribution in support of a mission. But because we're living in times of a pandemic, you can also support NeedyMeds by visiting our new Masks Make the Difference website and purchasing and wearing a mask. On this site, you can buy a 3-layer premium quality 100% cotton fabric mask to help keep you and your loved ones safe during the time of COVID-19. The masks are long-lasting, washable, and reusable with antimicrobial treatment. I hope I got that word right. NeedyMeds logo and the Masks Make the Difference slogan on the mask show your support of NeedyMeds and belief in the protection of masks. You'll see if you check out that website that we do ask for a $25 donation, but if donating is a hardship, we'll send you a mask at no cost to demonstrate how strongly we feel about the effectiveness of masks. So let's get to those questions coming in. And as we do, I want to leave up our contact information as promised. If you are interested in ordering a bulk supply of our drug discount cards or most popular brochures, please send my colleague Alana an email at alana@needymeds.org. If you have questions regarding this webinar, the content that I covered during it, or partnership inquiries, don't hesitate to drop me an email, Carla, that's Carla with a C, at needymeds.org. And of course, on the bottom of the screen, you'll see our helpline phone number. And don't forget to check out our website regularly because we do our best to update it, needymeds.org. So let's get to some of those questions coming in. One question, and I get this pretty much almost during every presentation, which is how does NeedyMeds support itself? And that's an important question. We are a nonprofit organization, and we do rely on basically 6 sources of financial support. And you can find these sources of financial support on our website. On the top right-hand side of our website, you'll see an About Us link, and under there you can find how we support ourselves. But I will be happy to share that with you now. First of all, we do license fees for organizations' use of our databases. We do sell PAP Tracker software, which is a software we created that helps clinics or other organizations simplify the prescription assistance program application process, because that can be really administratively burdensome. We do get a small transaction fee on every use of the NeedyMeds drug discount card. We do have some, although limited, thoroughly reviewed supporting partners on our website. Let's see, how else? We do accept fees from pharmaceutical companies for call center and application processing services. And finally, and not to be forgotten, because we are a nonprofit, we do rely on grants as well as corporate and individual donations. Thanks so much for that question. If you would like to learn more about that, again, you can find more information on needymeds.org under the About Us tab, which is on the top right-hand side, or you can always drop me an email at carla@needymeds.org. Another question coming in. You mentioned you can use the drug discount card to save on pet meds. How? So actually, I love that question because it's a little known fact about our drug discount card, and one we continue to try to spread the word about. And last year, actually, I think I have a new webinar that we just did last week, which is a less than 10-minute presentation on how you can use the NeedyMeds drug discount card to save on your pet meds. Like all of our webinars and presentations, it was converted into a video and now can be found on the NeedyMeds YouTube channel. Again, I suggest you subscribe to that, but you can find the NeedyMeds YouTube icon on the top right hand of our website with the rest of the social media icons. If you have trouble finding it, you can shoot me an email. I'd be happy to send you the link. And right on time, there is my dog, Benjamin, clearly excited about how he can use the drug discount card to save on his future pet meds. I kid you not, I did not plan that. But it gives me an opportunity to also talk about Benjamin a little bit more. And the exciting thing about that pet med video is you can see a picture of that big bad puppy that is barking in the background. Again, his name is Benjamin, and I apologize for that interruption. Okay, another question coming in, and this is an important one and we get all the time. Can people with Medicare Part D apply to prescription assistance programs? Well, the answer is it depends on the company. Some will let you apply. Others will determine that on a case-by-case basis. But the good news is you will see the answer to that in the eligibility section of the prescription assistance program listing on our website. And this actually gives me an opportunity to stress something that I'm not sure I stressed enough, which is If you have trouble finding what you need on the website, if you or someone you're helping doesn't have access to the internet, or sometimes it's easier just to speak with a person, and we do have English and Spanish speaking counselors, don't hesitate to reach out to our call center counselors. They are here to share their expertise about how to find the most cost savings resources for your medications and other healthcare costs. And that's a question that somebody asked just a moment ago, which is what time is the NeedyMeds call center open? And again, we are open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Keep in mind that's Eastern time because we are located on the North Shore of Massachusetts. So let's see another question coming in. So here's a great question about the drug discount card, and I'm so pleased that an audience member asked it because it's one we get all the time. And the question is, how can you save on over-the-counter drugs with the drug discount card? Great question. So here's the thing. The NeedyMeds drug discount card has to be paired up with the prescription to save on medications. So what you would need to do is get a prescription from your doctor and then match that with the drug discount card to see if there's a saving. So I've done that myself because sometimes you go to the doctor and the doctor will say, for example, I get this a lot with my allergies. They'll say, Carla, you know what? Your headache and your stuffy nose and all of this, it's a result of your allergies. So just go ahead and pick up an allergy medicine, or just go ahead and pick up a nasal spray, or just go ahead and pick up eye drops. Well, this just go ahead, this is pricey. Sometimes over-the-counter allergy meds that I've just had to go pick up can be $35 out of pocket. So instead, what I do is I have my doctor write a prescription for those things, those what would normally be over-the-counter medications, and I match it with the drug discount card to see if there is a cost savings. So the answer is how to save on over-the-counter drugs with this card is have your doctor write your over-the-counter medications as a prescription and see if there's a savings. Of course, keep in mind, not every drug or healthcare expense will be afforded a savings with the NeedyMeds drug discount card. But it's worth checking because our statistics show us that I believe 80% of the time our drug discount card is presented with a prescription, there is a savings, and the savings is usually 50% off of that cash price. And again, you can do all the research over the phone. And what I mean by that is you can give our call center counselors a call, and they can tell you what pharmacies in your area accept the drug discount card and how much that prescription is going to be before you head out the door. That's really important because we want to make this super convenient and useful for you. And again, you can have us mail you a plastic card, you can print one out, or you can download the NeedyMeds drug discount card app for free through Google Play or the iTunes App Store. And we can find out if there's any savings on those pet meds as well for you. So do keep that in mind. And again, hang on to that drug discount card. It's a great safety net, even though you may have, which we hope, the coverage that you need. So let's see. I don't see any other questions coming in. One thing I want to apologize for, I noticed on my registration link, I had this overview webinar set up as an hour. We are trying to keep them to a half hour or less. So I would love to know, so I apologize, but that gives you a half hour that maybe you weren't anticipating you would have free today. But I would love it if you would send me a message in that question section and let me know what you thought of today's webinar, because I did change up the format of the overview webinar, and I'd really like feedback on whether or not it's working for you. And you can share that feedback, again, by sending me a message in that question section of your GoToWebinar control panel. But after this webinar wraps up, you will receive an email with an after the webinar survey, and there will be a comment section. So if you have a second, I'd really like it if you took the time to share your feedback about the format and the duration in particular of the overview webinar. So with that, I do want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy life to learn a little bit more about NeedyMeds and the healthcare savings and educational resources we offer. We do hope you stay in touch with us, and you can do that by signing up for future webinars and other our social media platforms, and just keeping in touch. If you do have any questions, don't hesitate to shoot me an email at carla@needymeds.org. With that, again, Happy New Year, and thanks so much for your time. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And don't forget, NeedyMeds, we're here to help. Take care.